Hey,
I
hey, my,
oh,
hey,
Morning.
everyone.
so Kathy,
Yeah.
I have not looked at the whatever it is, the pamphlet, the brochure, the
Mhm.
thing that you
Yeah,
sent me.
this thing.
Okay, nothing. Yep. So in the sense of um letting us know what the right plays are, can you be that dungeon mistress?
Sure.
You're okay. I never played Dungeons and Dragons as a kid.
Me either.
Yeah. Ah, okay, I've got coffee. I've got
Hello.
good morning, Subo. Oh gosh, that's pretty. What's the greenery on the ikebana behind you?
Oh, that was yesterday's arrangement.
Hmm. What kind of a plant is the green?
Song of Jamaica.
I'm sorry?
Song of Jamaica.
Summer
Song of Jamaica.
Oh,
It's a song of India, but it's green in color.
okay. So is that in your yard?
Mm.
Oh.
Zero cost.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, this being a BG study session, I did not put together a slideshow, but I guess we could probably develop a slideshow out of this and maybe do some, but um I can give you an overview right now before we start. Let's see. The first thing you want to do is share the screen, right? Screen. We do this. How should I do this? Let's just do a new one. Let's make it bigger so you guys can see it. Okay. So can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I want to cover today, basically. The opening roles and the replies to the opening roles. Okay. We're gonna try, I tell you guys to okay, and then nactation. Um, the reason we need to do that, it'll help us be able to talk about these things a little more quickly. And also, as a byproduct of nactation, it helps you to understand the position better. Okay. And we're going to look at, first of all, the opening roles in all four situations of a money game or unlimited, right? Uh, Double match point where gammons and backgammons don't count. Gammon go and gammon save. And then also game plans. And then we'll go through the replies to the opening roles and we'll use our guiding principles of um, strategic visualization by Mochi and our goals to the opening to try and understand what's going on, what we think it might be right. Okay. Because, you may not have to memorize all of the opening roles and the uh, replies to the opening roles, but by applying these concepts, you might be able to figure them out lots of times. In case you should try and memorize them. But if you can't, then um, can use this sort of thing, the goals and the strategic visualization to try and figure it out. Okay. So what is the most common backgammon position? This one right here, right? This is the opening position. You see that every time. So with a set up a position thing, that might be better. And let's go from White's point of view. No, that's, yeah, no, we had it right. We had it right. Okay. All right. So Kathy, what format is that chart in for the opening rolls? What's the first?
Let me
First
see
one.
if I can show you. It's just a list, and it has gammon go, gammon save, DMP, and money for the opening rolls. It doesn't have all those for the replies, so it would just be too many, I think.
Okay. So is the first one they have 2-1?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. 2-1. We're going to go over all four situations again. Money or unlimited games, or also, which is also the same thing as the beginning of a very long match. Right? It might be a small score, like it might be 2-0 to 25, which you basically treat as money. Okay. And then we'll go through the double match point and the gammon go and gammon sit. So the reason we want to go through all of them together like this is we compare how it would change, based upon the situation. Okay. So for 2-1, we know that there are basically two ways that this thing can be played. One is both of them involve dropping the 2 down, and then one of them is splitting, and the other one is slotting. Okay. And I believe in most cases, this is the better play right here. And where it will change is when we're in a gammon save situation. Okay. Because in a gammon save, we're at a 2 away, 1 away. So we need 2 points. I'm sorry, we need 1 point, they need 2 points. And if they win a gammon, they win the match. Okay. So we don't want to let them have a gammon. So by splitting, it increases the chances that we can make an advanced anchor, and that would thwart their game plans of either priming or attacking us if we can make an advanced anchor. We can more easily escape during a race. Okay, other advantage of splitting your checkers is you get more coverage of the outfield. If your opponent leaves blots in the outfield, you have more ways to hit them. Okay, so let's see, how can we do this best? So if we do this for unlimited games, it should tell us what the best move is, and it should say slot. Okay, even though you're giving me a direct 4 to hit you, the gain that you have, if when they do miss you, is so great for making the 6 and the 5 point. One of the things that we're finding out more and more as the neural nets teach us things is, and Mochi talks about it in his, Michi discussed it in his book, is to unstack these mountains. There's a mountain on the 6 point, mountain on the 13 point, the midpoint. And those extra checkers don't help you a lot, right? One extra checker is good because you have a builder. You can use that checker to make a point without giving up the point. 2 checkers is also good, but a third builder on that point doesn't really help a lot. And again, these 2 checkers right here, these 3 checkers want to go to make the 5 point or the 4 point. So for unlimited games, actually says this is correct. And the second, and it's close. This is close, right? For being second place. For double match point. Okay. Well, I didn't realize it has to go through another rollout again. Well, that's good. Okay. Because one of the resources, whilst doing this, one of the resources we have available to us is, oh, not Libby. We don't want Libby. We want Safari. Okay. is on the extreme gammon page. There's what they call the opening book. Okay. So for the opening moves, if you play, you're going to play without Jacoby. These are unlimited games, so just like money games. That's what you want to look at for match play without Jacoby. Now, when you play for money, you often have the rule of Jacoby that no one can win a gammon without the cue being turned. Right? So that what that does is it gets rid of all the boring games where someone gets really far ahead and will try for a gammon maybe, but by taking away that ability without turning the cube, then it gets rid of all those boring type of games. That's the idea of the Jacoby rule. Then for match play, DMP, we have a double match point, right? Gammon save and gammon go are here, right? And then the opening rolls at different match scores. So for example, double match point, it says 2-1. It says they're close, really close, but the better one is to make to slot. Right? Okay, so this is a good resource, but this is what XG thinks as of 2012 or 2013, right? And they haven't improved yet. If you guys have XG, then you're on their mailing list, and Travis just sent out an email that they found the CEO to help guide the progress of XG. They want to bring it, they want to improve it, right? Okay. So this is the rollout for double match point, and it says a little more clearly that the slot is better. And then, so this may not work. Similarly for gammon save or gammon go, let's say gammon go, okay? See how long this takes. So gammon goes means that you need 2 points to win the match. They need 1 point. So if the cube is not turned, then you can win a gammon and win the match. So in general, when you play an unlimited game and a double match point game, you want to play more pure, which means putting your checkers where they should be. So in this case, the checker on the 6 point wants to go to the 5 point. And it thinks that it's even more clear at this match at gammon go to slot the 5 point. Okay. Now I think what's going to turn around when we go to gammon save. So gammon save is where if you win the game, you're going to win the match. But if they win the game, they go to one away, so it'll be a double match point. But if they win a gammon, then they win the match. I would have thought these might have flipped here. Okay. XG says that it's really close, that this is the best play. But I think that a lot of players now, top players, believe that this is the better play at gammon save because it increases your chances of making an advanced anchor. Okay, Kathy, so what does the what do you want to call that? Brochure?
Yeah, this sheet.
Sheet?
It says that the split is best at gammon save and the slotting is best for the others.
Okay, so it thinks that, where did it go? I don't have to roll it out again, do I? It should know right away. Okay, it does know right away. So it's saying that this one right here is better at gammon save and the others are better in the other. Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty much agreeing with you.
Okay.
And I was just looking at the explanation on the replies to opening rolls, and it said that those were generated from Extreme Gammon. So I think it's the same source.
So I wonder if they did a more extensive rollout.
Yeah, I don't know.
For example, in this case right here,
Let me see if it says anything.
it says this was rolled out by Neil Kazaros, and they rolled out 46,000 seeds. 46,000 46,656, I'm sorry, games. They roll out 46,656 games with variance reduction. Right? Variance reduction means stopping the rollout after it's pretty clear that you may not go all the way to the end of that rollout, but it's pretty clear that this is the right play.
Yeah, this one says close decisions from earlier versions of XG were rerun with three-ply, I don't know what this means, red algorithm, checker, and cube decision, huge space with variance reduction, 100,000 trials.
Okay. So that one sounds, what you have, the data there sounds, if it actually had more time to think about it. I mean, these rolls are pretty extensive, 46,656 times. But that's twice as many, right? For the rollouts. 100,000, right?
Yeah.
And they use a huge filter. In other words, they look at more plays than what XG. So what XG does when it does the rollout, it runs a one ply and it says, okay, these plays are worth considering and going on to the next one, the second ply and the third ply, and rolling them out a little deeper. So it may chop things off before it and not consider plays that really should be considering when it does it. By using a huge space, they're including more of those in. Okay, and I found that that's made a difference in a lot of the plays that I've that actually disagrees with me. It actually doesn't even consider some of the plays that I have sometimes. But when you extend the field that it looks at, then you get those plays included in their analysis. Okay, so game plans again this way at gammon save increase the chances of making an advanced anchor. And your game plan hasn't really developed yet. But we need to think about it every time we make a move, and especially when we make a reply to an opening move. Okay. So what's the next one they look at?
3-1.
3-1. Okay. And then 3-1. Okay. Well, this one, I don't think it's close for any second play is not close. Right?
Yeah, there is no second play.
Okay. Okay. You're making the second most important point on your side of the board, right after the 6 point. You unstacked a checker from that mountain on the 6 point, but unfortunately you stripped the 8 point. That's only if there's a weakness to this play, that's the only weakness right there. Okay. Then 4-1 is next.
Yeah.
Okay. So most of the plays will start with dropping one down. Okay. Because this checker on the 9 point gives you so many more ways to make points right here, from the 3 point up to 4 point, 5 point, and 7 point. Although so I believe that at unlimited, that I think this one's better. And then for double match point, I think this is better. And for gammon go, I think this is better. And for gammon save, this might be better, though I'm not sure. Okay. So this was not already okay.
This one disagrees with you.
Just okay. I thought it might, because this is probably a contentious one. But in looking at why is it showing me a 3-1 instead of a 4-1 here? Again. Still doing that. Oh, okay. We got to start with the initial position, don't we? Okay, I guess in this case, instead of rolling them all out all the way, where does actually disagree with me?
It says split except for gammon go, and then you slot.
Except for gammon go, then you slot. Oh, split. It says split on all those.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I think that's what I believed yesterday. But I didn't believe it this morning when because our things we're looking at, right, is these guiding principles, right? So strategic visualization by Moshe. Yeah. So that's why I kind of convinced myself that maybe it's the other way around this morning. Although until yesterday, I believed that splitting was the right way. Right? Until yesterday. Let's go back to thinking like yesterday. Okay. So let's see, just to make sure it has it right in their brain. This is what XG thinks is correct in all situations except for which one?
Gammon go.
There we go. Okay. Even double match point. Interesting. Okay. So the split's what you want to do most of the time. But when you're pushing hard for a gammon, any inner board point will increase your gammon chances. So that's why you're starting to make that. You're trying to make this point. You start to try to make it. Okay. The next one is 5-1. Can we go to the initial position right away? We can. Okay. 5-1. So is there a case where you want a slot? There might be. Okay. So I would think that this is the situation for most of them. And where it might come into a slotting situation would be at unlimited for money, but I still think the other plays better. And when for the same reason we had for the 4-1 at gammon go, this may become the right play. Okay, so what does that laminated sheet say?
It says everything, splitting is the right way to go.
Everything. And how? Oh, does it say how close it is?
No,
It does not.
it's
Hmm.
just a table of what the right move is or what it considers the right move.
It says for everyone. Okay, so let's see. If we go to opening book, and what was in question was I'm sorry, so it says everyone, and I say possibly from gammon go. Okay, and put 5-1. Oh, look at this right here. This is for gammon go. Right, if I press the right button, right? One away, two away, one away, so it's gammon go. This one says slot. And it says it's very, 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 very close.
Oh yeah, look up.
Yeah. But that laminate sheet says split instead. Ah, okay. So I do agree with that sheet for the other ones, right? For the money or unlimited, double match point, because you lose a lot in that being hit if you slot, and for gammon save, the splitting is right. So, but I would
Am I
think
reading this right? That it's less than 0.001?
less than 0.0,
It's like 0.0072.
right, 0.0772, which is anything below 0.01 is minuscule, really small. Okay. So you see the winning percentages is almost the same, right? 50 versus 50, but one is 0.09, one is 0.43. And what gives the nod to this play, according to XG at gammon go, is the more gammons that you win. Right? You'll lose more gammons also, but that doesn't matter. You lose the match if you lose the gammon. Lose the game, right? Okay, so that's interesting. But again, this one was done with twice as many rollouts.
Mhm.
Okay. So unlimited games and all other games, this is going to be the right play right here.
Yep.
Right? 5-1. So what's next? 3-2 is the next one?
Yes.
Okay. So the plays that we should consider for the 3-2 are the major split going as far out as you can, and then dropping one down. So that's a capital S for nactation, right? There's also bringing 2 down. And then there is the minor split. So in nactation, that's a Z. So you use the smaller number to do the split. All three of these are fairly close. But what would make us do one over the other? Okay? The obvious one is if you need a gammon, this position right here leads to more prime situations. And so I think this would be better for gammon go. I would think that for money, both this one and the major split would be really close. Okay. Actually, I think all three of them are close for money. But those two are the top 2 plays, the major split and this one right here. And that the one case that Frank Frigo will play the minor split is when he thinks that his opponent does not know how to make the reply to this opening roll. Okay? Because some of the replies are you're supposed to hit on this point right here, right? Which seems kind of odd. We know that for replies to opening rolls, whenever there's a blot on their 5-point or their 4-point, we want to hit it. But we don't know that it's sometimes the case we want to hit even the blot on the 3-point. Okay. Well, let's see, that all situations, money, double match point. Double match point, for me, it depends on my opponent. This might be what actually thinks is the best play for double match point. But if my opponent shows that they tend to play more priming games or attacking games, more than, if they choose attacking games more often than they should, or priming it more often than they should, I'll make the play that will guard against that. So this play right here, I might make this play if they like to attack prematurely. Okay, and this is good also for priming, but this might be a better one. Okay, so is that all the situations for money, unlimited games, for double match point, for gammon save and gammon go? Okay, so I think the one that flips right here, this is for gammon go, is where the chart might flip. Okay, otherwise I think it'll say major split.
Yeah, that's right. So it's major split for money, DMP, and gammon save, and 2 down for gammon go.
Mhm.
Okay.
But what's kind of interesting is I was looking at the chart for the replies to the opening rolls, and it has both splits on that.
Oh, both splits on their.
Yeah.
Ah.
So it takes into the account account people will probably do both, I guess.
Yeah, you should. I mean, when you start learning replies to opening roles, you should look at all the different things that people do. The minor split, the Z split, is not as common, but does happen once in a while. One thing that I used to play, for example, if I think I'm the stronger player, I'll often play this as a 3-2. If you're playing a weaker player, getting hit isn't as bad for you. Just leads to a longer game, give them more chance to make mistakes, and you're stacking both the mountains. So I've done that for a long time.
Hmm.
But there aren't enough strong or weak players nowadays to do this. Okay. Okay. So 4-2. I don't think there's anything close to making the 4-point in all situations. Right?
That's correct.
Okay. Then 5-2. Okay. So the standard play with the 5-2 is 5 down, because you can't play 5 anywhere else. And then the split. Okay. That's a standard play, and that's probably correct for unlimited, for gammon save. It might flip when it goes to gammon go. And it might also flip for unlimited, but I think the split is considered better for unlimited. Okay. Go straight to this. Yeah, you can go straight there. Okay. So what does that say?
The split is listed as correct for money, DMP, and gammon save, and 2 down for gammon go.
Okay. So only time you want to bring 2 down is when you can see the difference right here. I'm going to go down to this one right here. You want to go to this one right here. Kathy's saying for gammon go, and you can see why. Because look at the gammon rates. You get 15% gammons for the 2 down versus 13.9 for the other. So the big difference is the gammon go. You lose a little bit more, like 0.5% more, but you're going to make up for it in gammons. Okay. 6-2. Standard is the split. You keep all your checkers connected. You're trying to control this board, all 4 quadrants. Okay. So this should be the best situation in most cases. Okay. One situation where that might change is running. When you're trying to save the gammon, and where's the other checker? Oh, the other position was, but you got the idea with the running, and then slotting, perhaps on gammon go. I think this will actually move up for gammon go. Okay, this was the old way they used to play this all the time. Right? The idea is you don't want to open yourself to an attack by splitting your back checkers, and you want to develop a strong position quickly by slotting this right here. But again, these 3 checkers want to go to these points, and you're kind of taking away a little bit from this to be able to do that. Okay, so I'm saying that most situations, the split. Let's just do this right here. Most situations, this insert here. Stop this. 6-2, run it. I'm saying most cases, the split, the major split, out to the 18-point and down. Gammon save possibly running. And that would apply also to gammon save with a 6-3 or 5-4 and 6-4 coming out to these points right here when you're trying to save. And then pushing harder for gammon, slotting. What does
Okay, this says a split for everything except gammon go, and then slide on the gammon go. select the 5.
Okay.
But it also includes running on the replies.
Okay. So let's see. I'm saying for gammon save for the, where does the 6-2 run come in on gammon save?
It doesn't.
Doesn't your thing doesn't say it, right?
No.
But this one,
Yeah, gammon save it says to split.
gammon save 6-2. So it moves up. So it still says split for gammon save, right? But look at where the run comes in. Much higher than the other situations.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Then it goes to what? 4-3?
Let's see. Yes.
Okay, 4-3. So the plays we're considering are the 2 down,
Mhm.
which will lead to more priming battles, more gammon exposition. So it might be the case for unlimited games also that this is correct. I don't know for sure. But this is definitely the case for gammon go. This is the play you want to make. They use the strong players would say if you're going to split your checkers, you should split them to the best point you can to gain things right? To gain an advantage. But rolls have showed that this is not the best split. This is the major split, the S, right? They've shown that the Z split is even better because of the diversification you have on your own side of the board for making points. So I think in cases where it is, I don't know. For double match point, I don't know if it's 2 down or if this is correct. And for unlimited, this may be correct. This one or the 2 down. Not certain. And again, I would make my decision on which one to play based upon what I think which game my opponent plays more poorly. Okay. And then for so those are the ones considered for unlimited or money. Gammon's gammon go and double match point. But this one right here becomes more viable at gammon save. 2 up. It increases your chances of making an advanced anchor. I don't think it's a top play, but I think for gammon save, what is gammon save? 1 away, 2 away. This is gammon save. So for gammon save, this third play right here, 24-21, 24-20. That's really close.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Hmm.
Okay. So that's not one that you often see, right? This play right here. But it's a strong one when you're looking at gammon save. Okay, so what does our brochure say?
It says, let's see, money in DMP 2420 1310. So
Okay, we
is
set
that
it
the
up
major split?
for it says for what? For
2420 1310 for DMP and money.
DMP and money. Wow, that surprises me.
Well, DMP could also be the other split.
Which are the minor split?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I
So it
would.
says either one for DMP.
Okay.
And then the 2421 13.9 is also gammon save.
Okay, agree with that.
And then 2 down for gammon go.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't say anything about the 2 up for gammon save, right? So in nactation, this would be U for up.
No, but it is an option on the replies.
Replies, okay. Okay, so 5-3. No question about what's right, right?
Nope.
Making the 3-point.
Mhm.
Okay. But okay, this is interesting here. Okay. For let's see. So for money, I think this is correct. For double match point, I think this is correct. For gammon go, I think this is correct. But for gammon save, well, I can't do that. For gammon save, oh, I'm missing a checker. Stop. Okay. And so I think in all situations, I think the 3 points correct. But there is one situation where this play moves up in consideration. And that would be gammon save.
Hmm.
So that sheet probably doesn't list this as one of them. It probably says 5-3, make the 3-point in every case, right?
Yeah, it does.
Um, okay, so for gammon save, it makes the split to the 21 point a small error. Okay? But it might be worth considering. Okay? So insert, delete. So the plays to consider for this one right here are the split. I'll cancel it for now. And then dropping one down. And that should be correct in almost all cases. Right?
Yes.
The only one you might want to consider making a different play is if you're a weaker player playing against a stronger player, you might want to run. Okay, that won't be in the sheet there though, right?
No, it's in the replies.
On the prize, okay. Then other ones worth considering, but this would have to be a weaker player. It's just slotting your 4-point. And anything else is kind of crazy. Okay, this is why this would be crazy right here. 2 up. Now let's look at the other one first. Look at this. Okay, 2 down allows your opponent to lots of ways to hit this checker right here, and you lose a lot in the race. So normally on an opening roll, you don't want to leave positions where you get sent back and lose a big make a big concession in the race. And similarly, playing 6 here like this is a weak play because it allows your opponent to hit you twice with many rolls. They get you in 1s and 6s here. They can hit you with 2s and 4s here. And they can roll something like a 6 and a 2 to hit 2 checkers and leave a blot here, right? So the reason this is weak and the reason you don't really want to make this sort of a play is because you leave yourself open to double hits. Okay, then 4. 5-4 is probably the next one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the 3 plays worth considering, but really 2 of them almost all the time is this 5 and either split, which will probably be right most of the time, except for when you're pushing hard for a gammon, which you want to do this. And then if you're a weaker player or if you are trying to save the gammon, you probably want to do a split right here, but you might consider this right here too. Running, the R for running. Okay. So Is it going to be split down the middle? Money split, double match point, probably split. Gammon go, probably 2 down. Gammon save split is what I think.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. Okay, one of the most interesting, let's skip ahead to 6-5. Right? Almost every situation is lovers leap, run away, right?
Yep.
But an interesting one is 6-4. Because there are 3 plays that are very close in equity for money. One is the S. What does the S look like? You guys tell me from Nactation, what's the S? And we split, right? 24 to 18 and dropping 1 down. So that's the split. So this is what the play that most players will make, right? You're trying to control the 4 quadrants. But it turns out, according to XG rollouts, that this play is never correct in a match score situation. Okay? It believes that you should either make the running play or you make the 2-point.
Oh, really?
I think really the case. Right? Okay. So when would we make these plays? We probably make this play when we want a gammon. Again, every inner board point increases the chance we'll get a gammon. Right? And when will we make the other play? So we might make this. We'll make this play at gammon go. I don't think we'll make it a gammon save. Right? We'll probably run away for gammon save. Okay. So first of all, Kathy, tell me if this is correct according to that chart so far.
So what the chart says is split for money and DMP, but DMP could also be running.
Okay. Oh.
And then, oh, okay.
Okay. So, I mean, according to the opening book found on the XG pages, this one right here, you look at all the situations, double match point, gammon save, gammon go, and unlimited. I don't think a single one of them has the 6-4. So this one says 6 double match point. It says run away. Right? For gammon save, it says run away.
Yeah, that agrees.
Okay. For gammon go, it says make the 2-point. Okay. And for money, you're saying that that chart says, okay, so which situation does the chart say to do the split?
Money and DMP.
Money and DMP, interesting. Okay. So it's saying this play right here for money and for DMP. Okay. So XG again is doing a rollout right now, although it should know the top 3 positions from the book, from rolling it out. See all these books right here, maybe even more than the top 3. Oh, interesting. So this is for money. Wow. Okay. And this is what we should be doing for gammon go, because look at how many, like 2.2% more gammons with this play right here. And then in terms of raw winning chances, 50.5 is the best you can do. We're just running, right? So it had 2 things for double match points.
Yeah, split and then run.
In the run, okay. Well, that's interesting. But see, actually saying right here that this gives you better winning chances because you don't care about winning or losing gammons, that you should be running at this match score. Or maybe I should do this right here. And see if it still agrees. But this will be interesting. So when completing this the 6-4, that's all of the opening rolls, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, so in terms of, so this one here for double match point has the split and the run almost identical. Split and the run. Okay. So okay, so this is an actation you need to know for the opening right here. Can I make it bigger? I can do it this way, can't I? Is that large enough? We can do it one more time. One more, we can do it more than once. Okay. So nactation P for point, that's pretty obvious. R for run, running one checker all the way from the 24 point. So the pointing numbers that are naturals are 3-1 to make the 5 point, 4-2 to make the 4 point, 5-3 to make the 3 point, 6-1 to make the 7 point, and then sometimes 6-4 to make the 2 point. And then running is taking checker from the 24 point, running all the way out. Splitting is using a larger number to advance from the 24 point, and the smaller number you drop down from the midpoint. Slotting with a $sign, it has the S and the L on superimposed upon each other to slot, which means slotting of the 4 point or the 5 point. The opposite of split is sort of the reverse split, the Z. So the Z is kind of flipped around, and use a smaller number to split from the 24 point. D is 2 checkers down from the 13 point, and U is up from the 24 point. Okay. But now in responses to opening rolls, now since there could be blots, we can hit. So H, right? H is hit. X would be hit and split your back checkers. And the old reasoning for that, and it still applies, I think, is that by hitting some checker somewhere and then splitting, you've kind of protected your split. You made it a little safer to split. Okay. K for kill means hit 2 checkers. And then these are less common, but they happen to. Beacon, both each attack cross outer and near. Okay. So the main ones you need to know are these 3 right here. The hit and split, and the kill. Okay. So we're going back to this right here. How is that chart set up? What's the first opening roll?
The first opening roll is a 1-2, and it gives you all the replies for slotting and splitting. So this is what the chart looks like. It's 2 pages of lots of little type.
Okay. Okay. So let's start with the. Oh, this is going to take a while, isn't it? Okay. Let's start with the split. Okay. 3-1. How do you guys play 3-1? Oh, let's do it from the other side. That'll make it easier for to see. Okay. If they do a split. How do you as black play a 3-1?
Make the point.
Make the point. So P for point, right? Make the 5 point. And I think that's correct for all situations here. For money, double match point, gammon save, and gammon go. Is that correct, Heather?
It doesn't split it out that way.
Okay. So it gives the replies in what context?
Doesn't really say. I'm assuming money, but
Okay. So let's try and answer this in terms of money each time. So just go through So we went through we went through money case, responding with a 3-1 against the split. If they start with a slot, whoops. Now here you got a real choice. You hit the checker on the 20 point, or do you make a point? What's the argument for making a point? You're advancing your game plans, right? Either priming or attacking. What's the argument for hitting? You've gained some ground the race. So basically you've gained 20 pips in the race by hitting them. And you've slowed them down in terms of being able to develop. Right? So that's the advantage of hitting is it makes it hard for them to further their development with a roll unless they roll doubles. Okay. So that chart, I'm sure says hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. So this is when it's slotted 13, 11, 6, 5, right?
13,
The,
11, yes,
the initial 2-1.
okay, right. Their initial 2-1, and we roll a. Oh, we skip the 2-1. Okay, so their 3-1, I think in all cases the applies to hit.
Oh, 3-1.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, I think I.
Is that right? To hit
Let's see.
3-1 after a
What-
slot.
Am I reading this? Oh, okay. I'm looking at it backwards. That's
Hmm.
yeah. The response to a 2-1 with a 3-1 is to hit 24-20.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to a 2-1, which we skipped over. After they slot. So the argument for splitting these back checkers is if they can't make this, they're going to make this with everything except for 5 numbers, right? They're going to make this point. But if they don't, you increase the chance you can hit. And then the argument for, let's see, I guess do it this way is easy way to show it. The argument for slotting is if they hit you, they may not be able to make their own point. And if they make their own point without hitting you, you can equalize the development. Okay. So in terms of 2-1, I don't know what Kathy's chart says is the right thing. But I would think the counter slot would be best, right? Because they can't do all those things we just talked about. They can't either hit you and make a point. It's hard to do that, or make a point and hit you the other way around. They can't do that. What does your chart say? Does it list 2?
Okay, it lists 2 with slotting being the first one.
Okay. So one rule that we came up with when we after an opening roll where they pointed, right? They made the 5 point, the 4 point, 3 point, or 2 point. If we roll a pointing number, then we should also point. So that's one rule that seems to hold true. Point, counterpoint. So we need to look at just next is there. If they roll a 3-1, is that the next one on the chart?
Which direction are you going? So you're starting with
that's probably we should go through all the. So what is it? What is the chart? It goes through all the 2-1 opening plays.
Yeah, goes through all the responses to 2-1. Starts with slotting. Second one is splitting.
Okay.
I mean, we can work down the other way too.
Okay. Okay, so 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. 4-1 hit and bring the other one up, right?
Yeah.
if you try and slot with this right here, which similar, well, okay. So this is trying to do too much, and you're not likely to achieve your goals here. So more likely, I think it's still the case where you want to make this play right here, the 4-1.
Yeah.
Okay. And then 5-1. And they after they've done the 2-1. Oh yeah. I gotta figure out a way to do this quickly. Here. Okay, 5-1. I don't know. I think I might counter slot. Right? Which means dropping one down and sliding the 5-point. I think it might be close though.
It says split.
It says,
24, 23, 13, 8.
okay. And this right here, the XG on ours right here, has it flipped around the other way. Right? But it says that it's really close. Okay. But again, this one is at 62,000 games rolled out. And this one is 62,000 also. Right? Whereas that chart probably is 100,000 or so.
Yeah, this is the one that listed 100,000.
So either way, it's close, right? Okay, so we need to go to what, 6-1 next from here, and make the 7-point, right?
Yep.
And then 3-2, we cannot hit.
You skipped 2, 2.
Oh, okay, that's right. We can do 2-2 now. Okay, I think you want to hit definitely with 2 of them, right? But don't automatically make that point. You might want to make the 4-point, so you can do something good on both sides.
Yep.
So I think that would be the best play right there, right? I'm trying to see how close it is, though. Right? I don't think it's especially close. Maybe 0.05 at most. Okay, 2 and making the point. So 0.032. It's closer than I thought to make this play right here. Second best, first best right here. Okay. We skip 2-2. What did that? I don't know how that happened just now. It went back to this point. That's good. Okay, 3-2. You can't hit, but you can bring 2 down. And you could duplicate their 3s to cover by slotting the 4-point also. So I don't know that I don't think it's right to split in either the 2 or the 3 here. I think it's better to bring 2 down. And my second play might even be 1 down and to the 4-point versus splitting these back checkers right here. Okay. So let's say
So it says split.
It says to split for
24, 21, 13, 11.
wow. Okay, this is an XG here in this case right here. It has 4 plays as really, really close. These were rolled out at, oh, not many. Look at this. 5,184, 5184, 5184, 5184. And that one again is 100,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So with the new XG owners and the improvements they're going to make, this may change a little bit. But where is it? This is the one that I wanted to make, right? You think they'll probably develop on this side, you will develop on your side to equalize. And then my second play was even this one right here. I didn't want to split, but it says splitting is not so dangerous right now. Because your opponent only has 8 checkers in the zone. That's 1, the major split, and the minor split, and 2 up, right? So up right here. Your opponent has only 8 checkers in the zone, and conventional wisdom says not enough checkers in the zone to do a strong attack. Oh, Mark. For the, I think Mark is here, right? Yeah, there you are. For your position against in that 25-point match, or that what was 25-point match?
Okay, yeah.
I still think I understand it. I still have my reasoning, but what you can you guys hear that or not hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Oh, okay. My phone going off. What I started doing was, with these neural net, with these programs, you can make slight adjustments. You can tweak the position, right? And that's what I started doing with this right here. This was the position that Mark had. Well, we can, actually we can take a little detour right here. I've got too many tabs open. Okay, we're looking for one for daily gammon match. There we go. This is Mark's position right here. How do you guys play a 5-3?
Well, I know what I did, but it was a big blunder, so I don't know if I should say it.
No. Okay. I'll let them think about it first.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
Seems like you'd want to cover that 5.
right, that's
The
got to be the
3.
3, right? Now the question is, what 5 do you play next?
You'd hit him.
Okay, I'm going to set it up in XG if I haven't set it up already somewhere. Yeah, okay, this is done. 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 Not quite right here. 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. There they are. Oh, the triggers are all here. What are you guys doing over there? And where's the cube? In the middle. Okay, I think this is right?
Yep.
5-3 here. Okay, so yes, all the top plays have to include covering this point right here. The question is, what's the 5? Mark looked at this position and he said, okay, there's 10 in the zone, so maybe this should be an attacking game plan. So why don't you pick it up from here, Mark?
Yeah, that was it. I thought, yeah, it's a 10 in the zone. He's already got one on the bar. I have a 3-point board now. Let's go for attack.
Right, so that does say attack. So that's one of the criteria, one of the indicators for when you should go after the game attacking game plan is number of triggers in the zone, but it's not a sufficient condition. That if we look at it like a neural net would look at it, just looking at different inputs, right? You would say, yeah, you got 10 in the zone, okay. And we'll look at what's the race in this situation. Well, you got to be ahead in the race if you want to complete an attacking game plan, because you might get hit back in the process. In which case, the farther you up in the race, the more checkers you're going to have at the ready to attack. Okay. Right now, the race is even. Nice. So my first thought was, after covering, was to step out with one of these two right here. And I stepped out with the 20 guys. And that was even after looking at, I discounted the attacking game plan pretty quickly because it's kind of a flat position. It's kind of right here, right? Oh, checker will be second checker on the bar. So that's a good thing to put two checker on the bar. But it just seemed the diversification wasn't good enough to really make it a strong attacking game plan. So that's why I stepped up. Okay. So oh, that was pretty quick. It actually says this is the best play. Cover the 5 point with a 3, and then find a 5. Right? So this is the first 5 that came up with stepping out. Okay. So the second one it came up with is adding another checker to the attack. And then anything else is a double whopper. That's it. Including splitting from the back. Right. Okay. So what I did, Mark, is I started saying, okay, so how do we go back to the original position? This right here. Okay. Okay, the attacking game plan criteria or reason for doing it is number of checkers in the zone, but race is not sufficiently in our favor. If we change position, what would make it a double, first of all? Okay. So this is not a double right here. Okay. That we're not strong enough to be able to double. It's not still quite a bit of ways away, right? But what can we do to
Wait, that's a double.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, double. Oh. Oh, I didn't. Why? Wait a minute. When I was tweaking it, I thought I started off with a no double positions. Oh, okay. So why would this be a double right here?
Well, I mean, I have a better I have a better offensive and defensive structure, and I have threats.
Okay, so in terms of offensive structure, you've got same number of points. They have 2 and you have 2, but you're probably going to improve to 3. You've got a better attacking game plan. And the strength of the two-way, what I call two-way games, I don't know what they call them now, of being able to go with either a priming or an attacking game plan, that's pretty powerful. You have a choice between go either way, depending upon the rolls that you get. And even though you have a deep point here, this is kind of like that. In support of what it thinks is your attacking game plan chances, you win 28% gammons right here. Right, that's quite a bit. Okay. So, oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'll have to play around with it. So what I did, I started moving these checkers right here. I said, okay, what if we put this checker over here? Well, I did it first. I put it over here, right? And what does that mean? This would still be a double if that was a double before. Now it's a double pass.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I tweaked checkers. I moved checkers around a little bit to see if we were to create a reference position out of this. In other words, if we were to create a position that we wanted to put in our memory banks and have it ready for what would we do in this position, right? Is it double or not double? Reference positions, we often want to choose positions that are right on the borderline between double and no double. And there are a number of surprising positions from our matches that we can look at that say we should make this play over the other play, where we should double, we shouldn't double. And they're really they're really a surprise. And that's when you learn something. Okay, so this one right here too, it thinks this has got to be also a double pass, right? Even though we don't have, no longer have the sixes to cover, we just have the ones to cover, it's still a double pass. Okay, so
So the main difference between this and the original one is now I have a good race lead.
right now you're 14 pips ahead in the race.
Okay.
That's the difference right here. Okay. Oh, so what? So the question is, what happens to your gammons right here? 34% this way.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I guess I don't have to type all that up.
Oh.
No, but I was playing around with it last night because I thought I had it figured out. But what changes to the position would make it more in because I thought it started off at no double, and I tried to start tweaking it to make it double take and then eventually double pass. And that's what you want to do when you start looking at your positions. Because if you just memorize one position,
Right.
it's not going to help you. But if you look at the position and you make changes to it and say, okay, this is how it affects it, you'll have more information at your ready. Okay. Okay, so let's take a quick break. Okay. I'm gonna heat up my muffins. All right. And come back in about 3 minutes. All right. Why have you Mark, are you more of a night owl or an early bird riser?
Night owl.
I know. Have you always been like that, or is that after programming?
Uh, I mean, I've always been like that, and I've always been programming. So I don't know.
Yeah, the like one of our backgammon players, Bob Cam, Bob Chan, is always in a night owl. Like 1 o'clock is the earliest he might go to sleep,
Yeah.
and he'll be up earliest at 9 o'clock in the morning, earliest. Right? My sleeping patterns have always been kind of odd. When I went to college, um, I sleep for 4 hours
Oh,
from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and wake up and do school, and then I take a nap from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
I see.
And that was a steady, and it worked. It was steady, right? Um, I did programming in high school, but when I started really programming for real, it made more sense to lock myself in a room for the whole weekend and program and uh, get pizza and Pepsi, right?
Yeah.
So the typical programmer's diet. But this way, you're not reinventing the algorithms and the data structure inside your head. It's all there, and you're just reworking it.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, whenever you start up something again, leave for a couple of days and come back to it. Then,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's something about it that's just compelling. Like you don't want to stop. You get one more little thing to do, and then thing, and then one.
right. So, okay. So one of the future study sessions, actually, a lot of them will be using Frank Berger's BG Blitz. How many of you guys have BG Blitz? I know Mark has it. I don't know who's back home right now, right? Um, he told me that at least 4 of you guys recently bought. I don't think you, in the 4 that he told me about, I don't think you were in that first group, Mark.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've had it for a while. So.
Okay, for a while. Okay, yeah, because he still will extend that offer for the 25% discount off of his program, so it comes to $34.50 for BG Blitz. It's the only one right now that's being improved. The only one. The reason I want to work with it with you guys is that email I sent about how to improve, gather data by playing, analyze with the neural net, go over with somebody that understands the position and can explain it to you, because the neural net can tell you what it thinks is correct, but it can't explain why. And then the fourth step is repeat. So gather data, play on a site like Gammon, or even better, Backgammon Studio Heroes, because you're playing a complete match at one time. Analyze that neural net, get commentary from an expert, and then repeat, right? Well, with BG Blitz, you can create Anki cards, right? Space repetition cards. And that's one reason I really want to start using his program a bit more. He says that it's not quite as strong as XG yet, but it's getting there. Every time he does it, he improves it a little bit. But the big thing that will help everybody are the space repetition, like quiz cards, right? You say, okay, I understand this really well, so I'm not going to look at it again for another half a year. Only showed me this card after 180 days. Right? Or it says, oh, I don't understand this at all, so I need to see it in just a couple days. So you can tell it after you do the card. It's show it to me again in this many days, and you learn it better. So that's what Frank Berger's program has the ability to do, to automatically create Anki cards. Okay, so I just realized that I purchased this thing a couple weeks ago, which is a camera I set it up right here, and it does a better job of showing me on the screen. Okay. So, Kathy, tell them what we're working with this God card that says what to do on the opening rolls and what to do on the replies to. Tell them what it is.
This was something that I think it was Karen Davis mentioned at one point during some of the sessions she used to do. And it's just this sort of big card of
Well, it's big.
little, yeah, it's two-sided. It's got just all sorts of things that are useful, like how to do cluster counting. It's got match equity tables, Neil's numbers, how to read some of the XG equity tables, principles for safe versus bold plays, and then this huge pile of responses to opening rolls. So it's just lots of kind of useful things all in one place.
Is a card or a book?
It's 3 laminated sheets back and
Oh.
front. So, and I got it off of Amazon.
Oh.
How much was it?
I think at the time it was around $20.
It's cheap.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. That might be good. Would you recommend it as a reference to everybody?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty handy just to have everything in one place to look at.
And you said the tiny printing was in the replies
It
to
was in the replies to opening rolls. I don't know if you can, it's not, yeah, it's not in focus.
Mhm.
But it's just 2 big pages of little tiny prints.
Okay, so what is it? We'll never make it through that today if we do
No.
it. So what's a better way to do it? Maybe for now, just do some of the selected ones. Let's finish up the.
Yeah, or figure out how to summarize it somehow.
Okay, so
A
that's
lot of them are the same.
okay. Let's finish up the 2-1 split followed by the reply, and then
Okay.
go to 3-1 point followed by the replies. Okay, because those we can do. We can create categories of what we want to do, right? Okay. And then the other thing is, it seems that for most of you, PM evening study sessions works well. It may not work well for somebody in San Diego, but you say you're a late night person, so maybe it would work, right? Okay. So what about the rest of you guys in terms of evening study sessions?
Yeah, that works.
I would certainly prefer, I'm getting concerned about a conflict Wednesday morning, so evening works best.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll start saying, because even, and Jane too says that her days are pretty much filled up, but their evenings are wide open. Okay. And I will not,
everything but Wednesday evening for me at this point.
oh, is that fish cake?
Yeah.
Kidding.
And also I wanted to say, the way I learned opening rolls was for a while, I just looked every single one up. I'd be in a game and I'd look up the opening roll and and then after a while you start noticing the pattern, oh, major split, these are definitely slots, blah, blah, blah. These are definitely, so the same for the response rolls. To me, you just start looking up every one, and then after a while you start to see the patterns. And so even when you're considering, gammon, save, and all those, right now I can tell there's a pattern starting to develop. So it's daunting at first until you start to see the patterns, and then it's like, oh, this is actually simpler than it looks. Still complicated, but simpler than it.
Okay, so Carol's keeping Wednesday evenings open for a fish cake, which is
Mahjong.
Yeah, mahjong, Hong Kong style, played down in, what is that, Kakako?
Kakako, yeah.
And it's a good vibe, happening place.
Very.
Right. And the younger
Right.
set. So most of the people are like 20 to 30 years of age.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they got great food. At least the night we went, they had great food. They bring an
Mm-hmm.
event and also a drink person. It was nice. It was a lot of fun. I think a number of the players are going to go back.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it was like 9 tables
Mhm.
and maybe 2 tables of Kapuna and 7 tables of
Oh, you,
youngins.
you counted them up? I thought there were more than 9.
There might have been. There was at least 9 because somebody was asking me. I went, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought there was
Is there-
4 outside.
Five,
There's
five
a-
of 9.
inside.
Yeah.
What's the
But-
name of the restaurant again for the mahjong? The restaurant?
Fish cake. It's not a restaurant. Fish cake. It's an artist space, I believe.
Oh,
I believe
fish
she's an
cake.
artist. Fish cake.
All
One
right.
word.
Yeah.
Don't split the words. You'll get something different.
Okay.
So I'll tell you more about it later, Miriam, but the woman that runs it gave me a walkthrough and she showed me all the different things that go on in that space. And they're trying to bring in people.
All right. Thank you.
I'm sorry? Oh, beep. Okay, so yes, so yeah, it was a fun night because there are 5 on the outside, and there are even more on the inside, more tables on the inside, even.
Okay.
Right? Because they
But
were part of these little tiny tables for some of that, and you can't really shuffle the tiles on the little tiny tables, but they did. Okay. Okay, so we want to go to what do you want to do? Want to go to share the screen? And we want to look at instead of the what's it going on? What's coming here? We're going to look at the split instead. And start with we didn't do double aces either, did we? Okay. Double aces. Definitely make the 5-point and then split these guys right here. I used to like to keep a solid 3' by making the 7-point, but leave the 8-point blotted. Yeah, to either make it, right? Preferably and not get hit and make it. But it's too costly to be hit. So this is it's going unlimited here. So I think in all situations, you want to bring at least 2 to the 5-point, sometimes 3 maybe. You have 3 on the 5-point and then split back here. I think that's correct. And what says the God sheet?
It says that's correct.
Okay. Then it's gonna take too long to do that. 2-1. Got this here. Okay. It becomes too dangerous to slot now with 2 guys aiming at you, right? So I think in all cases you want to split. Doing this split right here. Is preferable to dropping the checker down like this right here. You've done nothing to really improve your chance of making points. Maybe add a 5-1 here to make the 5-point. 5-3 might be a little bit better to make this point, but it's better to try and do more than just that by splitting.
So it says the best one is 24-21, closely followed by the split.
24-21. Oh, you're kidding me. Whoa. Okay, so you're saying
Yeah.
that it thinks this is the best play against the 2-1?
Mhm. Yeah. It lists 2 plays, but that's the first one.
Wow. I don't even think that's in the tables for or at least not that highly ranked in the tables for the XG replies. Interesting. So let's see. So we're talking, okay, we're talking money again, right?
I think so.
Well, we think
It doesn't really say.
doesn't really say. But if you're just gonna do one thing, it makes sense that it'd be money. Okay. So Carol, going back to learning the opening roles and how to play them, there's 21 distinct ones, right? Because you can't have doubles. And I'm sorry, there's 30 distinct, there's 30 opening roles because you can have the six doubles, the double one, double two, three, double six. And half of those are, there's 15 that are, there's two ways to do it, right? 1, 2, or 2, 1, for example. So not only do you have to learn those, but you also have to learn whether it's a money play, double match point, gammon go, and gammon save. So I've just added more to your plate in terms of what you need to learn for the opening rolls. Okay. Okay. So yes, this one says, and this is brand new to me. If you're playing unlimited, it says this split right here is better. This is not quite there, but I would think that this, because you're doing more on both sides, would be better. But maybe it's the extra chance of being hit by 9s and 10s that with these two checker split that makes it, that pushes this one up to the top. Interesting.
The second one has better gammon chances,
Right.
actually, for both the person moving and their opponent.
So they almost cancel each other out when it comes to money play. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So we can leave this one now. I think we can. 3-1, make the point in all situations.
Yep.
4-1. This is interesting. Right? The plays to consider are the minors, the split, right? The 4 down, the 1 split. But now you've got more ways to be hit. You've got 7s and 8s that can hit you here now. Right? So that discounts the dropping 1 down here. You can bring 2 up. But this is one of the only times where it's right to hit 2 checkers and keep it going to the ace point. Why? Because once you hit with the 4, then this checker is poorly placed to help you with any priming game. So you might as well keep it going to hit here. If the checker were on your 5 point, you hit it with an ace, right? It would not be right to keep it going to go the ace point. It's on your, if it's here on your ace, on your 5 point, and that's where you want your checker to be. Right? So in that case, you don't keep it going. But in this case, we're hitting on the 2 point, and this checker's not well positioned. Keep it going and hit twice. Does that agree?
Yep.
Okay. 5-1 is next, right? From this position right here. The only reasonable play to not leave a direct shot on this side of the board is to split.
Yep.
So that looks like this. Okay, I'm sure the chart says that.
It does.
Okay. Then 6-1, of course, make the bar point.
Right.
And then double 2s. Okay. So doubles always give you the possibility to do more things, right? You've got four numbers to play. You can do more things. Making this point and putting them on the bar, you put them on the bar. It gives you an attacking game plan, but it's you're not likely to succeed as an attacking game. You don't have the indicators for proceeding as an attacking game plan, and you've basically taken away your chance to make a priming game plan. Right? So you don't want to do that. But in most cases, how do we get you out of here? There you are. In most cases, this would be the best play right here. I think in all cases, right?
Disagrees.
Disagree. So does it say make this 20 points some cases?
Nope. No, the only thing is 2 down to the 11 and 6-4.
Yeah, this is what we have right here.
Yep.
Okay, so it says every case is like this right here.
Hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I wanted to see how big the difference was. Unless this takes too long right here. Okay. So it's what that master laminated sheet of paper is saying. It's never right to just do one good thing by making your anchor right here. Right? And sometimes there are, let's see, so the question I have though will be the 4-1. Is it right to hit this with double twos, or is it right to just make this the 2 points, a 4-point, 11-point? I don't know what's correct.
Well, Mike, what about, I mean, I would make the 4-point and then I would split and bring one down. And that's,
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the sort of thing I used to do all the time, right? But solid assets are good, right?
yeah,
11
okay.
point asset. Kit Woolsey loved the 11-point because if they do something to step up to if they make the 20-point, then you're directly blocking it with the best point you can block it, right? So yeah, the play of, okay, this is what it actually says. Best play right here. And I think that this applies at all match scores and gammon save, gammon go, double match point. This is starting with the 4-point, but giving yourself another solid asset, the middle anchor. Okay. This is stepping up and grabbing yourself that best anchor right away. And then this is the sort of play I used to make all the time, right? Controlling the outfield from here and more presence in this outfield. But XG is pretty certain about this being a blunder. Okay. Good. Yeah, the rest of you guys, speak up, right? Because it's the best way to learn. Yeah, like I say, Mark, I used to do this all the time until XG came around. Okay. Where are we, Kathy? We're 2-3.
2-3.
Okay. Ah. Two, 3. Okay. Major split, right? And minor split were both considered. If you have a roll that would put you 6 away, like let's say this checker were on the 10-point instead, their 10-point, and you have a 3 to step up, McGrew will call that come under the gun because you have now 3 checkers aiming at you. The 10-point, the 8-point, and the 6-point aiming at the 4-point here. So he kind of warns against that. Okay? And I would discount in this position right here after the 2 splits, the 3 split, the 2 split, bringing 2 down because of the number of ways that these split checkers can hit you. Okay. So I would think that in all situations, money, points, gammon go, gammon save. I think even in gammon go situations, I think the major split is the way to go. Okay.
This says major and minor splits are pretty equal. Minor splits given first.
It prefers the minor split.
That's 24-22, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. How does it say how close it is at all?
No, it just lists both of them, but that's the one that lists first.
Wow. Okay. So let's see what XG says right now. This one right here. It says major split here. It says that one right there. It says minor split X. But this is at a plus plus. It's not at rollout situation, right? And then it likes two up, or the U for up, and then two down is a little further back. I think because of the more ways you're going to get hit. And then 13 to 8, still an error, but not quite a blunder. You haven't done anything really to help your position, but you're not leaving yourself exposed to attack. Oh, interesting. So it's saying that if I did an extensive 100,000 rollout of these two plays right here, the major and the minor split, it would flip them around. That's what that chart's saying.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So we could do we should do this. Yeah, we should quickly. Okay. 4-2, make the 4 point, all situations. 5-2. I think it's pretty even actually between after the 5 and then splitting versus dropping one down.
It just says splitting. Oh, yeah. 24, 22, 13, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, splitting.
But I don't think it's a big difference between dropping and splitting. Okay, down. Okay, 6-2. So you don't want to slot anything on this side of the board. You have too many ways to hit you. So you can do a split. And once you do the split, I think you drop one down here. Even better than running here. Chart says
24, 18, 13, 11.
Okay, so that looks like okay, good. Actually, so even though this is what I think, it's more illuminating to me to disagree with that chart and learn something from it. Okay. So we're up to 3-3, right? Three, 3. Oh, okay. Doubles again. Many ways to play it. Okay. I always like the way that chess player would play it. A chess player thinks positionally. So if you see somebody that came from the chess world and they start playing backgammon, the play that they often make is this one here. Okay. And I've always liked that one. But XG says there are other ones to consider. Let's start this thing on the analysis. In a number of situations, it likes making 2 interboard points. Right? You're exposing yourself to a blot in this case, but there are other situations, especially when you're going to be able to hit something here with double 3s, you want to make the 2 interboard points. Okay. And you say, we really don't need the advanced anchor right now because we just maybe our game might be just focused on attacking. Okay. In some cases, it likes bringing 2 down and making the 3 point. Okay. But in most situations, I like 21 and 10 for the 2 points.
And this likes that too.
Okay. So it doesn't have a second for this one.
No.
No. Okay. I'm gonna let this thing run. I want to see how close it is for the other one. I don't think it's especially close, so we don't have to do that. Okay. But
so in which situations would you move 2 down to the 3?
Down to the 3. So again, the idea is that any time you make another interboard point, your chances for gammoning go up. Okay, so this is what XG thinks for double 3s for money. And then it likes making this right here. Why? Because you don't win quite as much. Okay. But compare it to this one also. Now you've got 16%, 16.2% gammons. So a difference of 2.6% more gammons. Okay. So that's where, when you need to focus on maybe a gammon go situation. Oh, let me back here. Yeah, we're in the right place. Gammon go. So that chart doesn't list gammon go for replies at all.
No.
So I think it's gonna we saw the difference was pretty big, right? Was it a blunder to play 13 to 10 twice and 6 to 3 twice? I don't remember. You guys remember what it was? Was it error or the blunder? Remember? Okay. But it wasn't the top play. Okay. But I think that
It was 0.08, so that makes it a blunder, I guess.
blunder. That makes it a blunder.
Yeah.
Good. But see what it's saying at gammon go. Okay. Take the 2 interboard points. Second, make another interboard point. And third, which is close also to the second play, that's what I call the chess player's move. Okay. And also in this gammon go, taking that interboard point again. Right? Without giving it the help of 2 other checkers from the midpoint. Okay. All right. So where were we? At 4-3, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So what is right here? We don't want to hit this deep. We really don't want to come under the gun. We don't really want to bring 2 down where they have 7s and 8s to hit us. So what should we do? I would think that the best play is the Z split. Okay. Bringing, oops, let's go unlimited here. And roll it out, which is playing the 3 and the 4 down. So I think that's probably what we'll find on the chart.
Nope.
No.
It says, well, it lists 2. The first
Good.
one hits the 2 and plays 24-21.
Wow.
And then the second one is the Z split.
Okay, so I'm learning something. I would not consider hitting on the 2 point here with the 4. I think that's just too committal. Why does it say that after 100,000 rollout? Is it because your opponent is well poised to make points on their side of the board? You're taking away half a roll to do that? Is that the reason why? Wow. Okay, so in a second we'll find out if it's close at all. Or how close it is, I guess. So yes, it says these 2 are really close. It says this right here of hitting on the 2 point, taking away half the roll. So this is remember in our nactation, this was the X, the hit and split. So we're hitting here and splitting to protect our guy. This is the X play. This is the one that's almost exactly the same in terms of equity. No hit and split. Bringing 2 down, which I think surprises me that it's this close. And here also, the major split coming under the gun. Okay. Any comments about this one here, guys?
Well, I'm just shocked that hitting that 2 is even, I mean, I wouldn't even consider that. And it's like, oh, that's real interesting.
Really?
But I will consider it now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the alternatives aren't really that great. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We're
Good.
making a play that is, we're going to leave us an underdog, no matter what we do. And you're right, Mark. They're close in equity. So I mean, if if this play right here were stronger than it's, there you go, stronger than the rest, then this play wouldn't even be considered probably, right? So nactations, where's nactation? Oh, must the BG website. Okay, so with the replies to opening rules, added hit because they're now blots. The X, a hit and split, and K for kill, the two checkers. So this is that X case right here, hitting and splitting to improve. But I would think that's mighty deep, right? I guess
Yeah.
one minor thing is that in this play right here, the deuces are duplicated. Deuces to hit this guy and deuces to hit on the 4-point also.
Mm.
Interesting. Okay. So let's see. Even at this rate, we're not going to make it through all the rest. Let's leave this guy and let's go to a 3-1 opening roll by your opponent and see what we can say about some of these numbers. Strategic visualization says they're starting to build a prime. This position that they've built right here plays better as a prime than as an attacking game, although it can go both ways. So if this is a prime, then with any number that splits, like a 3, we probably want to split it to that point right here. Well, I don't know how hard it is to find that on the chart, Kathy, but replies to the 3-1 with numbers that can split, we want to tend to split on those 3s and 2s also, but especially with 3s.
So we're looking for anything that moves something off the 24.
Right. Like a 3-2, 3-4.
Yeah, so 1-1s do that, 1-2s do that. 4-1s, you're going 24. A lot of them are 24, 23. 5-1s, 24, 23. 2-2s, 2-3s, 2-5s, 2-6s goes 24, 18.
Hmm.
So most of them, unless they're doubles, are moving something off the 24.
Hmm.
3-3s, 3-4s, or wait, not unless they're doubles, unless they make a point.
Right.
3-6s.
Right.
4-5 does not. It moves 2 down.
Which number?
4-5.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You have to bring 2 down.
Oh yeah, it's blocked. Okay. Yeah. 4-6, 5-6. Well, 5-6 is just run. Yeah. Most of them are moving something off the 24.
So the ones that don't move something off the 24 are the ones that either make a point or do what?
Let's see. That one makes a point. That one makes a point. Makes a point. They're just blocked. Well, like the 4-5 was blocked.
Double 5s, you can't do it also.
Yeah, 4-4s go 13 to 5, which makes sense.
Because you're blocked on that too. Okay.
Yeah, same with 5-5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
pretty much all of them do that.
Right. So in general, they're starting to build a prime. So you want to think, okay, I need to split my back checkers to get either to the edge of the prime or to escape something, right? So this is an interesting one historically. This is what actually says correct. This is what the experts in the 1970s and 80s would argue against. They said, your opponent already has another inner board point. So if they hit you, it's going to be more severe being hit now. But Paul Weaver and Knack Ballard together did an analysis of the best play of 6-2 after a 3-1. So an actation would be 3-1 P for point, 6-2 question mark for what are you going to do with the 6-2. The old timers used to say, this is the right thing to do, run, right? But they went through an exhaustive analysis to show that even though it's more dangerous now, it's more imperative to do this sort of thing. Now it's even more imperative to try and make an advanced anchor because they're trying to build a prima. They didn't put it in terms of strategic visualization back then. They just went through all the roles and said, it's more important now than before. So it's a higher risk, but higher reward. Okay. Okay. So it'll take us forever to do all the other ones, right? Comments, questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So we were talking about the four match situations, unlimited, double match point, gammon go, gammon save. Is there a situation where gammons are more valuable to both players? Like four away, or like compared to unlimited, both players value gammons more now.
I don't know, because at four away, you'd think that, it'd be more valuable. But then the two's going to get turned at some point.
But oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, right.
Um, I cannot think of a match score where it would be important to both sides.
Okay.
Okay. But maybe there is.
Okay. Yeah, that was my thought. Yeah.
Okay. So two things you wanted to pick up is there are situations where slotting the 5 point is correct. Right? Can you see one on that chart, Kathy, that says you'd want to slot the 5 point, which used to be the old way of playing it.
In response to something in particular, or
in response
just
to anything.
anywhere?
Anything. I'm going to go back.
Well, okay. Here's one. The initial roll is a 1-5, and they slot the 5 point. The response would also select the 5 point.
Okay. Okay, so they start with, let's see, go from here. They start with a 5-1.
Play 13-8-6-5.
And then you roll a 6-2. You cannot hit it.
No, a 1-2.
A 1-2. Okay. You can't hit it. So yes, okay, that's the same thing as counter slot. Is there any 6-2 response where it's right to slot? I guess this would probably be a case too, where it's right to slot. No. You probably want to split. Well, let's see. If we're playing a gammon go situation and we roll a 6-2, is this a case where you would consider sliding the 5 point? Right? I think this is the case where you would consider sliding a 5 point at gammon go. I guess I mentioned it in passing. I don't think I mentioned it or discussed it at length. So it's saying that a gammon go, this advanced play, sliding the 5 point is correct. Is that what the chart says also? At gammon go 6-2, it lists both the split and the slot.
Let's see. What was the opening roll?
So this is the opening roll. 6-2 is the
Okay.
opening roll. And gammon go situation.
Okay. Gammon go, yeah, it slots.
Okay. Oh. So this situation where you get to make the old-fashioned play of slotting. Okay.
And there are a couple of responses where it does that too.
Okay. Yeah, so those are probably responses where you cannot hit a slot or something.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you run with a 3-6 and then a 2-6, you slot the 5.
So Mark, you gonna go to Michigan, play in the tournament there?
Oh, I don't think I'm going to make it this time.
Okay. Have you ever been to Michigan?
I Many years ago, yeah, my dad was born in Michigan.
Ah, okay. I mean, have you been to the Michigan backgammon
Oh,
tournament?
no, no,
Kathy and I are going to go this year.
okay. Good luck. Yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
good skill.
Yes, good skill. We've got 2 months to really work on it, right? Which is a big reason why I want to use that learning cycle, right? With Frank Berger's program. I have not been able to pay him yet. In theory, Venmo can pay PayPal accounts, including 59 countries abroad. So, Germany is one of them. He's in Germany, and every way that I've tried to do it, Venmo shows that the payment is pending, but he hasn't received it yet. So Venmo says just kind of wait another week or so,
Oh, really?
right? But he did give me the license anyway. He said we'll figure this out eventually, and so he gave me the license so I can start playing with BG Blitz. And are you maybe of this group right here? I think you're the only one, Mark, that has experience with it then.
Yeah, I've been using it. Yeah.
Okay. So we could even you can essentially tutorial me live while we do a study session for the basics of how to use the program.
Well, okay.
And we'll do this in the evening. And again, there's at least 5 of you that have the program. Right? It'll be helpful. Okay.
Well, Mike, I just want to make a comment. Every now and then during one of these classes, I feel like I've been whacked upside the head with something that I didn't realize before. And on a responding role, on a response to an opening role, I previously never would have considered hitting on the 2, 3, or 4 point. But now I see that that is a very good way to go. So you've changed my thinking.
Mhm.
So in terms of those points, the 5 point, they have slotted your 5 point.
Well, I would normally attack the 5 point,
Okay.
but the deeper points I would just ignore.
Okay. Well, 4 point is similar in that sense that you should almost always attack it if they slotted their 4 point.
Hmm.
And then more rarely the 3 point, and probably very rarely the 2 point.
Well, like I said, I feel like you just kicked me in the head.
But
Yeah.
it was very common in the old days, after they split their back checkers, was something to do an X play. Hit that checker on the 24 point with like a 5 and then do something else. That was a very common move. That has not borne out as being one of the best plays usually, but it is sometimes still the right play.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, for that, I thank you.
no, we have to thank the dungeon mistress also, Kathy. Yeah, because I learned some stuff today too. Things that I didn't value as highly that I should be valuing. Okay. All right. I'll skip I'll schedule another study session in the evening, but not Wednesday evening, and then we'll play. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
May the fourth be with you.
Yes, yes. That was the first slide there when I saw it, but I didn't show any slides. But that's BG study session. May the force be with you. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.